Welcome to the weekly tarot reading. I'm going to be doing a pile reading with 3 piles. Hi, I'm Kathy, and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's in the Cards Divination. This week, we're going to see what's coming ahead for you, and there will be 3 piles from you to choose from: a pile 1, pile 2, and a pile 3. So when you're ready, I would ask you to pause this video and focus on those 3 piles in your mind. And whichever one jumps out in your mind, that's when you go in the description box below, and there'll be a timestamp with all 3 piles there, and you can listen to your reading. And if pile 1, 2, or 3 doesn't sound like it fits you, don't make it fit. Please don't make it fit. Shit's not supposed to happen. It's supposed to sound very similar to what you're going through and where it potentially could be leading this week. Okay. So if you enjoyed this video, I encourage you to click on the like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe. And if you subscribe, then click on the bell and you will receive notifications of any other videos coming up, which I do release weekly. Okay. Now, before I get started, I wanted to mention that where I'm living in Winnipeg, Manitoba, we are going to be my church. I belong to the Spiritualist Fellowship Church on Beresford. It's Churchill Park United Church. We're going to be having on Saturday, October 28th, from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. We have what's called a psychic fair. And there'll be readers there. I will be there reading, as well as many others. And for $20 as an entrance fee, you can go around and receive as many as you can in the time span. And you receive about a 10-minute reading as a rule. And we encourage people to come out. Now, I will have the address on the description of the information in the description box below for anybody who would like to come out on that day and join us. It's a lot of fun. We have different readers. We actually have mediums. We have flame readers. We have card readers. We have psychometry, palmistry. We have all kinds of different things, and it's a lot of fun. We just enjoy, and you might actually learn a thing or two. So I would encourage you, if you're in the Winnipeg area, if you'd like to come out on October 28th, and I know that's just before Halloween. Okay. All right, now let's carry on with our reading today, our weekly reading. What is coming up? Hi, pile 1. Let's see what is definitely coming up for you, or what is about to come up for you this week. All right. Ooh, let's see. Pile 1. What can you be looking at this week potentially? Okay. Okay, let's see here. Oh, the Magician. Let's see here. Now, I'm going to put this right here so you can actually see. The Magician tells me that this could be a week where you have to make a lot of things happen. But the good news is you're one of those people that can do it all. There are these people, and I know them, and they seem to, it looks like it comes effortlessly to them, but I know it's not necessarily the case. It's just that you have what it takes to make it happen and go the distance, okay? Let's see what else is in store for you. Okay. 2 of Pentacles. That's very, very appropriate, actually. So, what that tells me, I'll just put it, oh, actually, I better do it this way. Looks a little better for you. 1 second, it's reversed. Okay. So, what is going on here? You're going to be very busy this week for most of you. There's going to be some ups and downs as far as your work situation. I think you're just going to be, people are going to be coming at you left, right, and center, wanting things to get done, which I know doesn't sound like a very, probably doesn't sound any different than any other week that you're going through, right? And then we have the Page of Cups in the upright. Okay, page. There could even, for some of you, be potentially a I'm sorry to say, a young person in your life this week, a child, teenager, young adult, who is pretty much at the reason you're going to be busy. It looks to me that this week you could be in for helping them out as far as it could even be financially. Maybe you're giving some money to them this week. Um, there's also a feeling of them, especially with young children, as we know, they're wanting your time constantly. This is like the epitome of a mother situation. It's like, okay, I can only do so many things. Okay. There's also a feeling that there's a situation for some of you that you might have thought was going to be easier. Your expectations of it were, it all sounded good in theory. Then you realized you have to put a lot of effort into it and work. Now, it's not that you can't, but it's because you are. The magician tells me that you have the ability, but it also tells me that maybe you bit off a little more than you could chew. That's the expression. In other words, you might have put yourself out there thinking, okay, I can do this. And you can, and you will get it done, but it can take its toll. It can also leave you that you're not as satisfied with the result as far as I thought this was going to be easier than it actually ended up being, right? That's kind of what I feel about this situation. If the Page of Cups is talking about you, then it's telling me that you thought that this was going to be a great idea and it's going to be new and it's going to be wonderful. You had these sort of romanticized idea of how things were going to turn out. And maybe it just isn't so great this week. It's maybe not it is, but what I'm trying to say is it will, because the magician tells, oh, over here, the magician tells me, and the Two of Pentacles, it will go well, but it's not going to be without effort. It's going to require a lot of work this week for you. Let's see what the Oracle has to say, and then we'll pull some Kipper cards on this. All right. Let's see. What do you need to know about this situation this week? Listen. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, a quiet mind. The body hears us quickly. So that's, of course, speaking from a spiritual standpoint. But they want you to listen. So pay attention to what you're hearing. Not just, in other words, don't get so caught up in this frenzy of activity this week that you're not actually hearing what's being told to you, whether that is from your children or a younger person in your life. Just make sure you pay attention to them and what they need or what you need. Because in some cases, a lot of times, the Two of Pentacles is also telling us get some help. Sometimes we can't do everything ourselves. Okay. So let's see what Kipper wants you to know then about this. Yeah. What do we have with Kipper? Okay. False person. Yes, and I will put that right here. Oh, that's not going to work. Too much glare. Okay. False person. And next card, distant horizons. And finally, ooh, despair. Oof, I don't like seeing that. Okay. I'm gonna pull this. That's a very negative situation here. Let me pull a last card. And then finally a message. Okay. So it appears for some of you this week, there is going to be a problem. You're going to have a problem. Problem. Who doesn't have problems? Something that you'd hope for. For some of you, it could be a job. Maybe you'd hoped to receive information, text, email, somehow, phone, um, about if you're unemployed. And unfortunately, this week it ends on still being in a negative situation. So, unfortunately, for some of you who are looking for work, this won't be the week that necessarily it works out for in pile one. It feels very much that there could have even been somebody in your life who this week, or there is somebody in your life, I should say, that for some, they're at a distance, like they're far away from you. That's why the distant horizon. And you've been waiting to hear from them, but you're still left worrying, wondering what's going on. Why haven't I heard from them? Okay. It looks like you will potentially hear, maybe even by the end of this week, but I don't know if the news will be good. It doesn't look very positive. So, whatever the situation is for you that you're waiting to hear about, it doesn't appear to be what you'd hope for. Okay. It appears that things haven't gone too well. Um, Let me see what the distant horizon could be about. Oh, a Knight of Cups. Okay, I'll put it up there. The Knight of Cups is like, again, what it is it's the same thing as far as the page. Only in this situation, it's whatever your expectations and hopes have been, hopes and dreams about something, kind of go south. It doesn't work out the way you'd hoped it had. It doesn't mean you won't get things done, you won't be able to do or put in the effort or make it happen, but it's not what it doesn't turn out to be this week what you would want it or the way it should go. Unfortunately, sometimes we do that. We make these choices, and that's just the way it is. And it could be because of somebody else. Somebody else could affect the situation for some of you as far as it not being what you'd hope for. In fact, I'm hearing like somebody isn't picking up the pace, somebody isn't helping you, somebody isn't there for you, somebody is letting you down. I feel like that could be part of it. They're not, maybe if you're waiting for somebody and they didn't show up, it feels like that they're not there for you. They dropped the ball. And it looks like you're gonna have to do it yourself. Whatever the situation is, in this case, pile one, it isn't going to be an easy week, but I know you can get through it because the magician tells us that you have what it takes to do it. It just may not go the way you'd hope. And again, with the advice, listen. I'm going to pull a couple of horoscopes to see who this person might be that is the one, this Knight of Cups in the reverse and the false person, this person that causes the problems or maybe is causing the difficulty in some way for you. So let me see, what horoscope would they be for some of you that are in this situation? What are you telling us? Oh, they could be Libra, okay, which is right now, this time. It could be their horoscope, and they could also be a Cancer. Okay. So if you're experiencing disappointment and problems about with somebody that isn't there for you, could be a friend, could be a family member, loved one this week. It's the Cancer or Libra potentially is strong. That could be one of those horoscopes. The I feel like they're just, as I say, they're just not there, and it's not turning out the way you'd hoped. So I know that's not a great week for pile one, but I'm going to send that off to you. And hopefully next week might be a little easier for you. So I look forward to seeing you in your next reading, pile one. And again, hopefully, if something resonated, feel free to comment or click like in the above the description box. All right. Okay. Hi, pile two. Let's get started with your reading. What is coming this week for you, pile two? Let's see. What's the week going to be like for you? Oh, no, they just fell out. That's their way of saying stop shuffling. Okay. All right, first card we have the Ace of Cups this week. Something New start. Oh, I love it. For those of you in the relationship world, dating, this is a good card. New love, new happy emotions this week. Let's see where that goes. Ace of Swords in the reverse. Okay, let's see where else this goes. Two aces and the Hierophant. Hierophant, upright though. Okay. So it feels to me, for those of you potentially who are dating, if it is this week, file two, there is a feeling that you're going to find out exactly what this person is like. Are they marriage material? This is for some of you, that's very specific. Or is this just going to end with the aces? The Ace of Swords in the reverse tells me that feel like, well, we do this anyways. When we first start dating, often we're never completely ourselves, are we? We always try to put on a good facade so that people think we're nice and they don't get freaked out and run away. So there is a situation where I feel like they weren't being truthful to you 100%. You're going to find out, but I feel like they're not being truthful as far as either the marriage material situation or even for some of you, it could be around your values. Okay, so that's very specific, I know, but it starts off really good. Let's just see what else we have with the Ace of Cups here. What else can you show us? Okay, it's Seven of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like oh, sorry, I'll put that here. I feel like it's a situation that you hadn't planned for. It just comes out of the blue, okay? If it's dating. This person, they just sort of when you least expect it, right? For other people, it's a situation where you're feeling at the beginning of the week, you're feeling really good and you're feeling very you're in a good mood, you're feeling really awesome, it's a great start. And then the next thing you know, you're like, what's going on? The Ace of Swords reverse tells me that this week something is coming out of the blue as far as finding out information, okay, about something or someone. So let's see what the information we're finding out is about. Is it someone or something? I feel like it's a thing, okay? It's an ending, obviously, but it's not an ending that happened. It's an ending that's been put off or delayed in some way. So, in other words, something, um, this truth will come out this week. There's going to be some truth, some information coming forward where you're going to find out some information about a situation in your life. For some of you, it could be when you see the Hierophant, it could be around an organization that you're involved in, a club, or it could be around a contract if you're at work. It could be around, I'm just giving you examples based on the Hierophant. It could be even if you are involved in a church or a religious organization, any type of organization where there's a leader. For some of you, even maybe, oh, you know what I just heard? For some of you that are taking courses or going to school, I heard that the course that you're taking or the degree or whatever it is you're working on, it's something you really wanted, something you really loved, but you're going to find out this week potentially that there's something about it that is not what you thought it would be or what you wanted or why, there's some missing piece of information you're going to be finding out. And it feels very much, like I say, as to whether or not you're going to either quit it, let it go, drop the subject, whatever the case is, it's a situation maybe you had kind of thought in the beginning that you might feel like, or even a job. For those of you that started a new job, It feels like, oh, at the beginning everything's great and it looked like it was going to be good. And then this week you're going to find out some information about it that is not, and potentially from a boss, okay, or the teacher if you're in school, the leader, in other words, as to whether or not you're going to drop it, let it go, move on in some fashion, okay? So let's now go to Kipper. And for those of you, it could be just an organization. Like I say, maybe you belong to a club that you really wanted to join and you're interested in it and you join it. And then you find out something this week that you didn't want to find out. Perhaps it kind of comes out of the blue, right? Or some situation about it that you weren't planning on. It just comes. Okay. So let's see what Kipper has to tell us about this. All right. Kipper. I have the first card's the thief. I know that glare. Okay. Thief. Next card. Mature woman. Okay, there's a mature woman here. All right, we'll delve into that. And finally, which are all about your plans. So this week, your plans, and it's centered around this mature woman. She's the one who seems to be, she might be, for some of you, she might be the one actually who is manipulating in some way. She could be a mother. She could be a mother figure. She could just be like the Hierophant, as we see here. She could be in a position of trust or a leader of something, or teacher or a boss, or you know what I mean. And she is going to. There's a feeling that she might be the one that causes you to want to change your plans this week. Things are going to change, okay? I feel like it's something that, as because the death card is in the reverse, is something that you probably should have done anyways because it wasn't really working out. It's because it's in the reverse. So let me see how that ends up being in the end with Kipper. Unexpected income. Okay, so it does end up being a good thing to change your plans this week, whichever way, shape, or form they go. And let's see what advice is. All these cards in front of me. It's starting to look a little crazy here. Oh, let's see here. Those of you, we have fresh air. Okay. You know what? What I'm saying, and you know what fresh air obviously stands for. It's like get out there and get some fresh air. Your body needs it. Open your curtains and windows. But that's not what I'm seeing here. With regard to this reading, feel like it's something new is better, something new. Because here we have with the Ace of Cups, this is a new beginning. It's representing a new start. So this week, for those of you starting something new, something you really love and something you've been looking forward to, okay? Then there's this feeling at some point out of the blue, potentially this week, you might find out something that you weren't expecting and you weren't too happy about to find out. But it's necessary because fresh air, it's like a breath of fresh air. You need to get that. It needs to be put out in the open. It needs to be addressed. Okay. And then the last card being the Hierophant, it may come through this person or it might be about this person because I see the mature woman here in Kipper. Apologize. She is a manipulator. She's a problem. She's causing you difficulties this week. She's the one who I feel like either those of you that were, either looking at a job or trying to do something at work, she might be the one who takes it away from you. And it could be a boss figure. It actually could be an actual older woman, okay, older than you. Um, or just in your day to day, she could be a friend, older friend who changes your plans. And in the end, it actually works out for the best for you this week. Not really sure as to in what way, but we know it's good because the unexpected income at the end says something unexpected, as we know, and something being given over. So I feel like it's going to be for you something that you needed to clear out, you needed to change, you needed to get rid of, you needed to make a fresh start. Okay, this week. Maybe for some of you, it's as simple as clutter. I know. I've been trying to do it myself. Maybe you're holding on to a lot of your parents' things, or maybe you plan to do, you know, to go through your stuff and get rid of it. So it looks like the end of the week is good for some of you. I will leave you with that, my dear pile two. Not to despair. It looks like the end of the week. It might actually, like I say, it's actually a good thing because fresh air, even if it turns out to be a difficult week, it looks like it's actually in your best interest. All right. Hi, pile three. Let's get started on your reading. All right. Let me see what we have here. Okay, pile three. What does this week have in store for you? Okay, let's see here. First card we have Ace of Cups in the reverse. The Justice card. Oops. And finally, I don't know if you can see that too well with the glare. I apologize. The Judgment in the reverse position. Okay. So, what do we have going on? There needs to be a balance this week, pile three. I feel like you're looking at a situation this week from a very judgmental standpoint. There is a particular situation going on, and I'm going to delve a little more into that. We'll find out maybe with Kipper. For most of you, perhaps like on the one side, I'm hearing it's in regards for some of you with a friend, okay, or even a partner, a spouse. I hear like on the one hand, you've been very critical, but on the other hand, you should have walked away from a situation. It doesn't necessarily mean you need to leave this person. It means you should have let it go, potentially, and not deal with it, not engage. Okay, so let's just see more. What did the situation have to do with? Queen of Pentacles. It could be a mother figure for some of you, or a mother-in-law. Or it could just be it's a lovely person. It's not a bad person in your life. She's a wonderful person because she's upright. The Queen of Pentacles and all her loveliness. I feel like, but it's sort of centered around her primarily, the situation this week for most of you. And I'm going to see pull what horoscopes potentially this Queen of Pentacles could be in your lives. Let's see here. A Leo person. Okay. They are, if you don't know, born July 23rd to August 23rd horoscope, as well as the Aquarius horoscope, and they are January 20th to February 18th. So those are the two horoscopes I'm seeing around this Queen of Pentacles situation. Okay, and let's see now what the advice tells us. Oh, interesting. They dropped every single card fell in fact, I'm just going to leave it like that, and I'm just going to pull a card just like that. Pile three. Time to go. Well, there you go. See? Time to go. All right. So endings are merely the start of a new beginning, and we're with you through each phase and cycle. So this could be referencing right from the simple act of letting a situation go in your life this week that you have been stewing on. Maybe it's an argument, conflict of some kind, a judgment. And I feel like you may be judged unfairly. Okay, this person, this Queen of Pentacles individual. I apologize for all the noise because I have to gather this up because we're going to do Kipper right away. I feel like either she's been judged unfair by you, Okay. And the Eight of Cups in reverse, I feel like you couldn't move on. You couldn't let it go. You need to let it go. Whatever the situation is, if it's a minor situation, especially, let it go. It's not worth carrying the load. I think you've been a little too harsh in this situation, and I don't like to say that too much. But we all have our moments, right? Maybe we don't have all the facts around a situation. So I'm going to pull another tarot to see what else we need to know about this situation. Ten of Wands. Okay. So the situation feels to me like yeah, it's been a burden. It's a lot of responsibility and it's been falling on you. And I feel like you're maybe with this Queen of Pentacles. I mean, she doesn't have to be a mother. She could be a sibling. She could be a friend. Feel like you have judged them unfairly because you feel like everything has been on you. Burdens and difficulties this week and hard work and but you've had enough. But I feel like you're kind of getting resentful and you are carrying that load. Let it go. That's what they're telling us. So let us see now what Kipper also has to say for some of you about this week. What else do we need to know this week? This is just one scenario, though, but it's focused around this queen. This Queen of Pentacles is someone. She's very generous. She's very kind. She loves to love to shop. She usually has the nicer things in life. She has nice clothes, nice everything. She's also very kind, and when she's in the upright for me, and she is very, as I say, very generous, very helpful, down to earth. She would salt of the earth. She would do anything for you. Okay, but I feel like you've been judging this situation unfairly, or for some of you, maybe they have been judging it. This woman has been judging it unfairly. Maybe they've been critical to you. It can work that way too. They've been critical to you, and that's not fair. You don't feel like it's been fair, and you know you should just keep walking away, but you're you maybe they've been very you may have exchanged words. You may have had arguments about it. Okay. Let's see what Kipper has to say on this or any other situation this week for pile three. All right, we have the marriage. Let's see where that goes. We have occupation. High honors. Okay. So I feel like for some of you, and it could even be in relation to this situation, you you've been feeling, like I say, you've been probably feeling put upon, or maybe this Queen of Pentacles has, but you've been busy because you promised someone this week that you're going to do something, or you're going to help them, or you're going to work hard. So, for those of you who have made a promise and you are going to act upon it and work hard this week and do it for someone, maybe it's the Queen of Pentacles or it could be someone else, you will receive gratitude and praise for it. Even though we don't always ask for it, and we shouldn't be asking for it, we should be doing things without receiving any kind of thank you, even. You will. You're going to be appreciated this week for what you do for others. For those of you who are spending a lot of time helping this week, for those of you at work, you're going to be getting that pat on the back. Some of you might even be getting a promotion or maybe a raise. Let's see. You'll be getting a message. So it could be a commendation, like a document of high honor. Um, Maybe even just a simple email to the company for all the hard work you did. There might be for some of you a contract is fulfilled this week that at work and you put a lot of hard effort into it and you're going to receive praise for it. Okay, so that's awesome. Now, I don't know if any of that made sense to anyone, but it seems like this week for pile three, it could be a little difficult as far as people that are dealing with the Queen of Pentacles. But if not, for those of you who have been very busy and working on something that you promised to do, a contract, an agreement, anything like that, and even in your marriage, Okay, for the ones who are actually in a relationship or a marriage, you are appreciated by your loved one. Maybe they'll be even sending you one of those lovely texts this week. Okay, all right, pile three. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.